Yeah. No.
We can go.
Yep, all set?
Yes.
Excellent. All right, so once again, welcome to the City of Albany Industrial Development Agency Audit Committee meeting. My name is Joe Better, I'm Committee Chair. And note for the record that all committee members are in attendance. And so first order on the agenda, if I can have a motion to waive the reading and approve the minutes from the March committee meeting.
So moved.
Gonna get a second? All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Next on the unfinished business is none. So we'll move on to new business, and Teal, Becker, and apologize here, I'm gonna butcher the name here. Shamonte, our auditing firm, is going to give us their audit report, please.
You did very well, Shermani, so that was good.
Oh, good.
That's my fault. So I'm Stephanie Mumford from Teal Becker. This is Christina Gerazia. I think most of you would look like familiar faces from previous presentations that we've done here. So just part of what we're here for today is, as is required by our audit standards, to meet with the audit committee prior to the beginning of the audit. And we're kind of just going to go through it at a very high level, some key things with the audit that we're required to communicate to you. And then kind of when I'm done going through, if there's anything, questions that you have for us, we'll take those. And then if there's anything else that you feel that we need to know prior to starting the audit that you need to draw our attention to, or it's something unique that may have happened during the year, you can let us know that as well. So the audit will be overseen by myself as the shareholder on the engagement. Christina is an audit supervisor. She's been on the account for several years. So she'll kind of be taking like the lead in terms of the team and the field work and the kind of the day-to-day operations for the audit. So as you know, Teal Becker and Shermani as the auditor we're responsible for forming and expressing an opinion on whether the financial statements are prepared and are presented in all material respect and conformity with generally accepted accounting principles in the United States. So our engagement letter, which I had circulated, I believe last week, hopefully you've had a chance to review, it goes into more specific detail as to what our responsibilities are and what management's responsibilities are. So essentially, even though, we're drafting the financial statement, we're doing the audit, it is still management's responsibility to take responsibility for those statements. Our audit strategy is to assess the risk of material misstatement on the financial statement, whether it's due to fraud or error. And then we design our audit procedures in response to the risk that we've identified. So in part of our audit, it includes an evaluation of your existing accounting policies. And we do some tests on the reasonableness of the policies and any significant estimates that might be used in determining amounts on the financial statements. We also evaluate the overall presentation of the statement. We obtain an understanding of the organization's internal controls in order to plan and perform our audit. It's just to note though that even though we're looking at internal controls, and we have to understand the internal controls, we do not express an opinion on the internal controls when we're doing our procedures. However, if we note anything that comes to our attention during the audit where we think there could be areas of improvement on internal controls or any concerns we have, we would certainly bring them to you at that time, but we don't express an opinion directly on the internal controls of the organization. Our audit procedures will focus on the higher risk areas that we have deemed through our risk assessment process. And our audit strategies include things such as, we'll look into or consider prior years' results in terms of our audit. If we get any, issues or findings of any type, we'll look at your preliminary information, do like a high-level analytical review of the information. Through discussions with management, we'll gather some information. We'll look at the inherent risk of the entity. We consider any developments within the industry, the regulatory or environment, just general economic conditions can impact things that we do in our audit. Look at the significant accounting policies and procedures that you have internally to determine what might make something higher risk versus lower risk, where we should spend our audit time. We'll also continue to assess the materiality of items throughout the audit as well, both quantitative and qualitatively. And the standard now places just as in the last couple of years, they kind of tweaked the standards a little bit. They put just as much as importance on financial statement disclosures as they do like the actual, balance sheet and income statement in terms of these things. So we kind of do a little bit deeper dive into, potential risk related to a disclosure.
Thank you.
Does anybody have any questions? It's kind of a lot, but is there anything that anybody on the audit committee would, I guess, in terms of like, as we're working on planning the audit, where they feel that they would like us to spend, additional time, or just a different, have a certain focus on anything in particular that we should be aware of?
Thank you very much. No other, so here's moving forward. Any questions? Oh, right.
I do want to note here, as we always do, we take procurement and our procurement process very seriously here at both the IDA and CRC. Jill Becker has been our selected auditor for a number of years now, and the agency and certainly staff finds a significant amount of value in a firm that knows us really well, has the institutional knowledge of the previous year's audits, our operations. There's a significant amount of efficiency there, and so staff is incredibly comfortable moving forward with Jill Becker. Their process has been very smooth. They've been really excellent to deal with over time and provide a significant amount of value for the services provided for an engagement letter. So I want to make sure that that is on record from the team as well.
Thanks, Sarah.
One other point is that, and you might hear this in discussions about the accounting firm that works for governmental entity, that over a certain period of time you need to cycle a lead partner, and know that you follow that rule with respect to the idea.
Yeah. So I was the shareholder on the account last year, and it will be this year. And previously, it was, I think, Katie Doran in our firm. So we've been cycling in our firm, yes, to address that.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Before we move on, because I don't think we have to do a motion for them.
We do want to make a motion to move it. That would be a resolution memorialized the audit, this audit.
Oh, yeah, okay, my apologies. All right, so could I get a motion to memorialize and have the Jill Becker and Associates perform the audit and move forward? So move. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, so at this point, the next thing we're on to is review the adequacy of the audit committee charter.
I would note that there are no changes proposed to the charter this year.
And there's no action required, and per the APO, it's best practice to review the charter on an annual basis, which why it's not running now, it's figured as part of the committee review.
I find it entirely adequate.
Yeah, so did I.
Right. And there's been no change in the law that requires us to take any additional action with respect to our charter.
Excellent. Any other questions on the audit committee charter? Okay, so next item on there is review audit committee 2023 performance.
So again, this is a best practice requirement, and we are meeting that with the document that is provided in your packet. It goes through a summary of the meetings held, the summary of 2023 activities, as well as opening on compliance.
You have any questions for the committee?
Good job, everyone.
Okay, so at this point, other business is none. So at this point, can I get a motion to adjourn the IDA audit committee, please?
So moved.
We get a second. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you very much, everyone.
The report, we don't have the live stream, so it's soon as